Day 13, March 27, 2024.
A bit of a quieter one today. Woke up in the hotel and went down to have some breakfast. It feels weird going from being in hostels and with a group to being alone in a hotel, but I keep telling myself, no Dylan, it's time to wind down. Plus, now I have more spare time to work on these silly vlogs. After getting some caffeine in me, I set out to do some shopping. Cover it with chocolate and a miracle or two. I wandered back to the last hostel we stayed in to get my bearings and figure out where to go next. I went to do a bit of thrifting and then visited a music shop before setting off to Don Quixote to ride the big Ferris wheel. Unfortunately, however, I found that when I got there, it was closed that day due to the crowd. So then off I toddled to go and find some lunch. While walking through a narrow side street, I saw the food that this little restaurant was advertising. I went in to find that I was the only customer in the restaurant at the time. I asked to see an English menu before placing my order, and the food here was exquisite and very reasonably priced. I ended up paying only 1,070 yen, which is pretty much $10 to $11 in AUD. I didn't know why the restaurant was so empty. I was half tempted to walk out and tell everyone, "Where are you going? The good food is here." But then I found that in Japan, you can pretty much go anywhere and find some of the best food. This place is called Chibisuke. The food was so good, in fact, that I had to ask the waitress to give my compliments to the chef. After lunch, I headed to Umeda to go back to Itoya to buy some more postcards to send. After getting off the train in Umeda, I went into the shopping center and went up to Itoya to buy the postcards before heading back to Shinsaibashi. While looking in the shoe stores for some Tamagotchi Connies, I bumped into Austin again, who was also looking for some shoes. Unfortunately, they didn't have our sizes. After doing a bit more window shopping, I headed back to the hotel for a quick rest before catching the train to meet Austin again for our booked TeamLab Botanical Garden experience. When you go to Japan, definitely try to book the TeamLab exhibitions. You should book ahead because unfortunately, I missed out on the TeamLab Borderless in Tokyo. But TeamLab Planet and Botanical Garden were definitely worth visiting. We wandered through the garden, admiring the lights, exhibits, and taking photos and videos. After we had finished, we headed back to Shinsaibashi. I said goodbye to Austin and went back to the hotel to stretch my legs and go to bed.